The Surface keyboard is one of the very few wireless keyboards with the Surface brand. It was released all the way back in 2016 with the original Surface Studio, but in my search to improve my desk setup, I wanted to take a look at this keyboard by itself as a standalone accessory. The Surface keyboard may have been out for a while now, but it is a Surface product, so it's still got a steep price tag of $99. Fortunately, Amazon is selling this with a bit of a discount and I did purchase it there. If you're interested, the link is down below. But after revisiting this keyboard and using it as a part of my setup for a few weeks, I've come to a pretty similar conclusion to what I felt about the Surface Arc mouse. Basically, I love this thing, but I'm having a hard time on recommending it to anyone else other than Microsoft fans building their collection of Surface products. I mean, there are a lot of things to like here. The Surface keyboard has a simple and elegant design that totally follows the prosumer look of the Surface brand. It only comes with one color, but it's going to match up really nicely with all your other Surface products if you have any. This is a full-size keyboard with a number pad, but it's very thin and relatively compact in size. It's also really light, not even weighing 1 pound. While the keyboard is solid in its construction and doesn't feel cheap or hollow, it still doesn't feel as premium as it looks. It's got this scratchy plastic material making up the back here, it's got a fixed low angle that doesn't really do much in terms of providing an angle. That not so premium feeling is mostly noticeable when actually typing on the thing. I'll talk more about the typing experience later, but yeah, the Surface keyboard looks like a $99 product, but feels more like $40. On the other hand, pairing and connecting have been relatively convenient. To pair, you just press this button with the Bluetooth icon for 3 seconds, then the LED light will start to blink and show up in your list of nearby Bluetooth devices. You click pair on Windows, then it will ask you to type in a PIN code into the keyboard itself. After you do that, you're good to go. The PIN code might sound annoying, but it's a good security measure so that no one can connect to your keyboard without actually having it on hand. This pairing process isn't as seamless as connecting other accessories like the Surface Arc mouse since you don't get the automatic connect notification, but that security feature makes up for it. FYI, since this is basically just a Bluetooth keyboard, it is compatible with anything and everything including Windows, macOS, Android, and iOS. The Surface keyboard is from 2016 though, so it's only got Bluetooth 4.0 and does not support multi-device pairing. If you do connect it with another device, you're going to have to go through the pairing process again with your original device. It still supports a 2.4 GHz frequency range and up to 50 feet in distance with open air. The connection has been really reliable, never disconnecting on me or anything like that. When you're not using it, the Surface keyboard automatically goes to sleep by itself to preserve battery and instantly turns back on as soon as you press the key. Speaking of battery, the Surface keyboard requires 2 AAA batteries and they are included in the box. I know old school batteries are annoying and you would have preferred USB-C charging, but those 2 AAA batteries can give this keyboard up to 12 months of battery life. The fact that you can get up to a year of battery life makes these old school batteries seem much more worth it than having a rechargeable keyboard. Now let's finally talk about the typing experience. Like I mentioned before, this is a full-size keyboard with a number pad and a dedicated space for the arrow keys. All the important buttons are in the right place with some very useful shortcut keys located at the top. You get all your media keys, brightness adjustments, search, recent apps, connect, and a settings shortcut. Then on the number pad side, you get a calculator shortcut, a button for minimizing all windows, a shortcut for opening the action center, and a lock key. The only key this thing is missing is a Windows Hello fingerprint sensor. That is available on the identical Microsoft Modern keyboard with fingerprint ID, but that's been discontinued by Microsoft for a while now. You can still get it through other sites, but it is a bit pricier than the Surface keyboard. The keys themselves have great spacing, maybe a little too much space in some areas. I found myself accidentally pressing the Windows and Tab shortcut instead of Alt and Tab. I also wish there was a bit more space between the backspace and the insert keys because it's easy to confuse the two when not looking. The keys have decent travel and they're made of this soft touch plastic material. Overall, the keyboard feels very similar to the keyboard on the Surface Book. But the keys are slightly thicker on here and the texture of each key feels slightly more plasticky relative to the Surface Book. While the keyboard overall is very comfortable to type with in terms of key placement, spacing, and travel, it doesn't feel like a premium typing experience. That said, this is a quiet keyboard and here's what it sounds like. The latency is going to be noticeable to people like hardcore gamers, but for the rest of you, you don't have to worry about that. Honestly, the biggest deal breaker that keeps me from recommending this thing is that this $99 keyboard doesn't have backlights. Yep, the only light that this keyboard has is the LED light for pairing. That is unacceptable. Basically, if you need to work in darkness, or if you're watching a movie or playing games with the lights off, you gotta rely on your muscle memory and your monitor's brightness to type with the Surface keyboard. Now, it's not too big of a deal because for desktops and for desk setups, you're almost always going to have the lights on. But it's just a no-brainer feature that should be on a $99 keyboard. I do love this thing because of the minimal design and how it matches so well with my other Surface products, but with just decent build quality, an okay typing experience, and no backlit keys, the Surface keyboard is definitely not worth it unless you need a keyboard with Surface branding. It also doesn't have palm rests, which I don't really mind, but if you do, you might want to take a look at the Surface ergonomic keyboard instead. I'm thinking about reviewing that, so let me know in the comments if you want a video on that too. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like this video if you did and subscribe to the channel for more Surface videos like this. Let me know in the comments if you have any additional questions about this keyboard, and I'll see you guys in the next one.